There are moments in life when the world becomes so loud, yet inside you, something becomes unmistakably clear. It doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It doesn't arrive with applause. It arrives quietly, like a whisper in the back of your mind saying, "You were meant for more." Jim Rohn often said that life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. And change always begins with awareness. The awareness that the direction you're going is not enough. The awareness that the person you are today is only a fraction of who you could become. In this first segment, imagine yourself exactly where Jim Rohn once stood. Alone, unsure, broken pockets, but rich in potential. Before he became a global teacher, he was a farm boy with no plan, no roadmap, and no idea that his words would one day echo across generations. He wasn't special. He wasn't magically gifted. He was simply awakened. Awakened to the truth that life is not something that happens to you. Life is something you can shape, craft, and multiply. Maybe you have felt that same quiet pull. You've looked at your life, your bank account, your habits, your routines, your environment, and realized that something needed to change. You weren't angry, just aware. Aware that if you didn't make a new decision, your life would repeat itself year after year. The same struggles, the same disappointments, the same maybe next time promises. Jim's first mentor told him something that shook him deeply. For things to change, you have to change. Not your job, not the economy, not your partner, not your past. You. Because when you improve, everything around you begins to shift. Opportunities that once seemed invisible suddenly appear. Doors that were closed begin to open. Problems that felt heavy become manageable. Growth is not magic, it's mechanics. It's the discipline to read one more page, to wake up 1 hour earlier, to say no to distractions and say yes to the future. This segment is your awakening moment. The realization that no matter where you stand today, you're capable of rewriting the rest of the story. And Jim Rohn believed something powerful. Your life is the sum of your daily disciplines. Change your habits, and you change your destiny. This is where the journey begins. Jim Rohn often taught that life unfolds in seasons. And if you learn to understand them, you will learn to master your growth. There's a season to struggle, a season to plant, a season to nurture, and a season to harvest. But most people only want the harvest. They want the success without the setback, the victory without the challenge, the confidence without the doubt. Yet life doesn't work that way. Growth doesn't work that way. You don't become strong from what is easy. You become strong from what is required. Think back to the hardest season of your life. A moment when you felt abandoned, overwhelmed, misunderstood, or defeated. Did you survive it? Yes. Did it shape you? Absolutely. Did you grow from it? More than you realize. Jim Rohn believed that your struggles are not signs of failure. They're signs that you're being shaped into the person capable of handling the future you asked for. You don't get the life you want. You get the life you are prepared for. And preparation requires pressure. Think of a seed underground. It's buried, surrounded by darkness, and under pressure. But that pressure is exactly what gives it the strength to break through the soil and grow toward the light. You may feel buried right now. You may feel stuck, overwhelmed, or lost. But pressures in life are not punishments. They are preparation. The season you're in today is sculpting the character you'll need tomorrow. The heartbreaks are teaching you compassion. The losses are teaching you wisdom. The loneliness is teaching you strength. The delays are teaching you patience. The failures are teaching you strategy. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is pointless. Everything is part of your preparation. Jim Rohn used to say, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." Because when you grow stronger, life feels lighter. When you grow wiser, decisions become clearer. When you grow disciplined, results become predictable. Seasons change. Struggles fade. Pain eventually ends. But what you become in the process stays with you forever. This is not the season to surrender. This is the season to prepare. If you study Jim Rohn's life, there's one theme that never disappears. Learning saved him. Not school, not a degree, not some magical opportunity. Learning. Curious, relentless, joyful learning. He realized early that the greatest investment you can ever make is not in gold, not in stocks, not in property. It's in your mind. Your mind is your factory. Your mind is your engine. Your mind is your lifelong partner in either success or failure. And the moment you commit to learning, truly learning, your life begins to multiply. Because information transforms perspective, and perspective transforms decisions, and decisions transform destiny. Jim read books, listened to mentors, studied human behavior, and wrote down everything he noticed. And little by little, the farm boy became the philosopher. If you want your life to grow, your learning must grow. And learning is not reserved for the educated. It's reserved for the determined. Read 10 pages a day. Listen to one great idea every morning. Write down your thoughts every night. Protect your mind from nonsense, gossip, and negativity. You see, your mind is like a garden. If you don't plant something meaningful, weeds will grow. If you don't choose what goes in, the world will choose for you. If you don't feed it wisdom, it will feed on distraction. Learning doesn't just give you knowledge, it gives you confidence. It gives you language for your dreams. It gives you courage to do what others think is impossible. Every book you read adds a new tool. Every idea you learn becomes a seed. Every mentor you study becomes a compass. And at some point, the learning compounds. You don't just know more, you become more. You think differently. You react differently. You speak differently. You dream differently. This is how you multiply your life. Not by luck, not by shortcuts, but by investing in the one thing that nobody can steal from you. Your mind. There comes a point on every personal growth journey when learning alone is not enough. Books inspire you. Mentors guide you. Ideas energize you. But nothing changes until you act. Jim Rohn didn't become who he became because he knew a lot. He became who he was because he took what he knew and lived it. You can't think your way into transformation. You must act your way into transformation. This is where many people get stuck. They keep preparing, planning, researching, watching, waiting, but they never begin. Fear freezes them. Doubt holds them. Comfort chains them. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting despite fear. Jim read books, listened to mentors, studied human behavior. Courage is starting the business even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Courage is leaving the environment that kills your potential. Courage is waking up early even when you don't feel motivated. Courage is saying no to old habits so you can say yes to a new life. Jim Rohn's philosophy was simple. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And how do you become that person? Through decisions, through action, through discipline. Take the first step, even if it's small. Read the first page. Record the first video. Write the first paragraph. Go to the first class. Send the first email. Try the first attempt. Your life will begin to shift the moment you shift from intention to action. And here's the beauty. Once you take the first step, the second step becomes easier. Action creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum. Momentum creates transformation. The person you want to become is waiting on the other side of consistency. Your future is not created by one big breakthrough. It's created by 1,000 small steps, repeated daily. What you do repeatedly becomes who you are permanently. So act. Even if you're scared. Act. Even if you're unsure. Act. Even if you don't feel ready. The world rewards the doers. This final segment is the heart of Jim Rohn's message. You don't just grow for yourself. You grow so you can contribute. A life that multiplies is a life that gives. A life that inspires. A life that lifts others. A life that leaves the world better than you found it. Jim Rohn used to explain the difference between addition and multiplication. Addition is improving your own life. Multiplication is improving the lives of others through your growth. When you learn more, you have more to teach. When you become stronger, you have more to give. When you rise higher, you can pull others up. This is the true meaning of success. Not fame, not wealth, not applause, but impact. Your children learn from who you become, not what you say. Your friends get inspired by your transformation, not your intentions. Your community grows because your growth gave them permission to dream bigger. And this is the multiplier effect of a meaningful life. You become someone whose presence brings clarity, whose words bring hope, whose actions bring change. You become a living example that growth is possible, that discipline matters, that dreams can be real, that a simple decision made on an ordinary day can echo across decades. Jim Rohn lived that truth. Now it's your turn to embody it. Your life can multiply. Your impact can multiply. Your value can multiply. Your legacy can multiply. But it all begins with one choice, the choice to grow. Not next year, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, your life is a canvas, and from this moment forward, you are the painter. Every choice is a stroke. Every habit is a shade. Every dream is a color. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait for certainty. Grow, learn, act, give, become. And when the world looks at you years from now, let them say, this is someone who multiplied their life. Not by luck, not by chance, but by courage, discipline, and unstoppable purpose. Your transformation begins today. Now, go build a life worthy of your potential.